Hi.
Oh, hi. Hello. Welcome back. You are at the right place. This is it. I'm Dr. Ken Berry. This is Neisha Berry, RN. And we are the mother of Ketovore and some YouTube guy.
That's what we're at.
Welcome back.
Another Monday. Here we are.
I am excited to be here with you this night.
This night.
Esta noche. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, welcome back, guys. If you're here and you haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you doing? If you haven't hit the like button, what are you doing? Also, there's this little heart thingy that you can do now on. It's like on Facebook, but now it's on YouTube, and I'm doing it constantly. You should also be doing it.
But my favorite button is the share button. That's how new people who have never heard about the power of a proper human diet, that's how they find out.
It's true.
You hit that share button. All right, let's get started. For the next hour, we're going to be answering as many questions as we can.
Can never get
Treasure Rescue says, hit the thumbs up and like the video. I agree. I approve that message.
Gladys, first time here. Welcome, Gladys.
Donna says, is meat chemically tenderized safe? Bought some prior to noticing.
Chemically tenderized?
I don't know. I know years ago, Granny Berry had a jar of powdered meat tenderizer, but I was too young to read the ingredients back then.
I think that's just mostly salt water. You can do that on your own.
Yeah, I think any acidic, salty thing will kind of tenderize the meat as much as it's going to be tenderized.
Brine.
Yeah.
Brining your meat. So just brine your own meat.
Read the ingredients and look them up. That's what I would do. It's exactly what I would do and what I recommend you do.
Somebody said, when are you going to do Saturday morning chats again, Neisha?
Ooh, you should do Saturday morning chats.
You going to keep the kids while I do coffee chats on Saturday?
Am I dad of the year material or what? Yes.
Yeah, well, it's usually chaos when I do things on Saturday morning, but I'll see what I can do.
Orange Grove, this is a very, very common story. Had some runny poop back in November and probably did a Google search and was like, yep, I got colon cancer. That's it. I'm done. And then had a colonoscopy 2 weeks and didn't even have a polyp. No idea how relieved I am. It's very common, Orange Grove. The internet can be a scary place. It's full of good information, but also stuff that will scare you to death.
Yes, so true.
You shouldn't listen to sometimes, but it's hard to know which is which. I agree. I know. I get it. All right, I think we're caught up. Maybe.
Let's talk to Lynn. Please explain how to tell if we're getting too much or not enough electrolytes. Recently joined. This is my first time sharing here. Welcome.
Face fuchsia, wide eyes.
I think that was supposed to be an emoji.
Yeah,
right.
That's
I don't
funny.
know what happened there, but yeah.
Okay, so Lynn, the way that you'll know, the most common way you know you're using too many electrolytes is you get diarrhea. That's one of the very most common ways. And the way you know you're not getting enough electrolytes is to not be trying to get electrolytes either in your food or to take an electrolyte supplement. There was a time thousands of years ago when humans drank mud puddle water and stream water, river water, and also ingested lots of blood in their diet. That was just how it was done. And they got plenty of electrolytes. They didn't have to worry about it. But now in our sanitized, sterilized, chlorinated society, it's very often hard to get your electrolytes naturally like that. So many of us make a choice to use something like LMNT, LMNT electrolytes. And there's other good ones out there on the market, but that's what most of us. And the way you'll know you're getting too many is you start to get runny poop.
Richard says, is carnivore eating okay in respect to arterial plaquing?
Yes, although, Richard, many doctors will tell you that eating red meat will clog your arteries. Eating cholesterol, eating saturated fat will clog your arteries. There's literally no research on the planet proving that is in fact the case. And since we know that our ancestors, your ancestors, Richard, for millions of years back, ate predominantly fatty meat and fatty seafood, that obviously that would be just as dumb as saying, well, if you breathe air, it'll clog your arteries, or if you drink water, it'll clog your arteries. Eating meat is just that ancestrally appropriate. We've literally been doing it since we've been on this planet.
Is it okay to eat chicken liver more than once a week? Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think
you'd love it.
You can eat chicken liver or beef liver, pork liver, duck liver, goose liver 2-3 times a week without any concern whatsoever of any of the things that some of the scaremongers out there try to scare you with. Now, if you're eating a pound of chicken liver 3 times a day, every single day, theoretically, you might develop vitamin A toxicity, although there has never been a documented case report of that happening ever in the history of humanity. So 2 or 3 times a week, eat a serving, it's totally fine. Neisha's looking for a good one.
Can you eat too much protein?
If you're eating the protein that as it comes naturally with the amount of fat that should be attached with it, you're going to be satiated, in other words, full, stuffed, and you're going to stop eating long before you could theoretically eat too much protein. Good question.
Treasure Rescue Queen Bean. Lost 100 pounds now.
Huzzah!
Awesome. I've got veins popping out of my temples. Oh, well, I feel great.
That's vascularity, baby. That means you've been working out your temporalis muscle.
Pat says, do you eat liver? What is your preferred method?
What's your favorite way to eat liver?
I prefer pate or liver mousse, duck liver, chicken liver made into pate or mousse. It's just delicious, and that's just the way that I like it. How do you like it?
I like cod liver that comes in the little tin. But my favorite liver of all is chicken livers cooked with her chicken nugget breading recipe. It's on her YouTube channel. If you just type Neisha, like in the title of this video, into YouTube, she's the biggest Neisha on YouTube.
Well, yeah.
And she's got a chicken nugget recipe. Use that breading on your chicken livers. Oh my God.
It's pork, panko, and Parmesan cheese. And if you can't tolerate pork or you just can't eat pork for whatever reason, Carnivore Crisps has a chicken flour. It's made from chicken breast. It's dehydrated and ground up. And we have a discount code. It's Barry. I'm pretty sure it's in the description. But that's a good alternative to pork panko. For those of you who can't eat pork for whatever reason, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
I add garlic powder, seasoning salt from Redmond's, and a little smoked paprika.
Yeah, and I don't eat liver as often as I'd like to. I just forget about liver, but at least once a week I'll have liver of some type. Titans play. I can't eat carbs without sugar dropping. When I move on carnivore, I'm fine. My C-peptide was 3.2 when eating carbs. Is that high? Maybe. It depends. I'd have to see your fasting insulin, your A1C, and your triglycerides. Titans play. But many people, when they eat too many carbohydrates, which all break down into sugar, about an hour or two later, they'll have a blood sugar drop. And they'll get hungry, they'll get shaky and jittery, maybe sweaty, maybe nauseated, and they'll have to eat something to get the blood sugar back up. And that's because their insulin spiked up to try to pull that blood sugar back down, and it pulled it too far. And that's why on carnivore diet, you don't do that, is because you're not eating that carb load that causes your sugar to spike.
D or die.
Mercote?
Where can I find a carnivore-friendly primary physician? My current doc is kind of open-minded, but I still feel the judgment.
I would say die. If your current doc is kind of open-minded, I would keep your doctor, and I would try to slowly but surely educate that doctor. Doctors are educable, I promise. If you're just like, no, I'm done, then I have a YouTube video called How to Find a Low-Carb Keto Doctor Near You. And in the show notes, there are 5 or 6 websites you can put your zip code in, no matter where you're at in the world, and it'll tell you where the nearest low-carb friendly doctor is.
Hey, Paul.
Hey,
welcome
Paul.
back. Hey, dog. Mom is not chewing anymore because of Alzheimer's. Do you think it'd be a good idea to give her keto chow 3 times a day or more?
Yeah, you can either get a magic bullet or a ninja blender and puree her food so you know she's eating real food. But absolutely, this is an instance where keto chow soups and keto chow shakes would play that'd be a beautiful way to get her the nutrition she needs.
You can also puree meats as well. So
definitely.
You could just cook the dog crap out of any meat and stick it again in the Ninja or whatever blender that you have and make it into a puree.
Yep.
Jim, thank you for sharing Amanda's story,
Carnivorous Me.
A few days ago, she was inspiring. I really do mean it when I want to see a 6-month follow-up on her progress.
Absolutely.
She is just
Jim, if you will follow
amazing.
her on Twitter, it's Carnivorous Me. She posts. She's really, really good at the Twitter machine, and I guarantee you she'll be posting month by month progress.
Mariana, are canned sardines healthy?
100%. All canned sardines are wild caught, and sardines don't eat other fish. They eat algae and junk, and so they don't have the buildup of mercury that the big fish eater fish have, like swordfish and the very, very large tuna. They eat lots of fish, and so it's called bioaccumulation. The tiny fish have a tiny bit of mercury, but then when a bigger fish eats 1,000 of those little fish, it's 1,000 times whatever that little bit amount was. And so that's why I don't eat the very large seafood fish. I eat only sardines, anchovies, mackerel, herring, little fish like
shrimp.
that. Shrimp. Yeah. Crustaceans are fine too. Yeah.
Mind blowers. I love pig's brain. How often can I eat it?
You can eat it every day. There are many people in the deep south who would have brains and eggs every day of their life and they live to be 100. Okay. Now, Neisha has a very funny story to tell you about eggs and brains.
My grandma cooked this multiple times, and I finally tried it. I don't know why. I was like 9. I just was like, yeah, I'll eat some. But I thought that she was kidding. I thought she put something else in them that was not brains, and she just called them brains and eggs.
So you ate brains and eggs hundreds of times.
They were amazing until I realized that she wasn't joking, and it wasn't slang, and it wasn't just like calling it that. It was actually brains and eggs. And then I was like, what?
Sometimes a lie is the truth. It's the best lie.
But it was so
totally
good. It was so good. So, and we've had actually sheep brain before. He actually ate it at the beach.
It was raw.
It was raw in a cooler. A guy met us at the beach, and I didn't, but he did.
It was very tasty, very creamy. Yeah, brains there's
delicious.
Zero danger. No human brains, you crazy people. But any kind of brain is totally fine if the animal's been regeneratively raised.
So I think the best way to do brain is pig's brain with eggs, because the textures blend so well. It's a very buttery, soft texture. It's not chewy like some other organs may be.
Yep.
Give it a try. See how you
like. And brains are very much like tofu in that they kind of take on the flavor of whatever they're cooked with. So if you're keto, you could do a stir fry and throw some brains in there instead of tofu. No, I promise you, nobody would know. They'd be like, man,
not that anyone watching this is eating tofu.
This tofu is delish. And you'd be like, just like that. Then you could tell them or not. It's up to you. Subtleties. Found you last November, type 2 diabetic for over 20 years. My A1C went from 8. And last week, Subtleties got it checked and it was 5.5, which if you don't know, that is normal. So Subtleties completely reversed type 2 diabetes. Trigs are still too high, but dropped by half. Beautiful. HDL is within normal range. Thank you. Thank you, Subtleties. Now teach your friends and family. That's how you pay me back, is teach your friends and family how to do this proper human diet.
What's up, Captain?
Thanks, Captain.
Jody. Well,
Jody B.
Spoke with a friend about ancestral eating, and she said people live such a short time, we can't possibly know fat, meat, sun didn't kill them. Can you suggest any books that speak to this, as I'd love to learn more?
So, Jody B., this is a very common pushback that you'll hear from people who don't know better. So what they're talking about is average lifespan, okay? And it is true that 10,000 years ago, the average lifespan was 25, 30, something like that. But average lifespan is not really what you're looking for, because average lifespan averages all the causes of death. And 10,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, the major causes of death were childbirth for the mother and the child, were childhood infections, diseases, injuries, was trauma in adolescents and teenagers. That was the major causes of death. And so when what your friend's implying is people didn't live a long time back then. But when you take out all of the stillbirths, all of the children that died early in life or during childbirth, and all of the young trauma, people lived 70 or 80 years. Even back then, this is well known in the anthropological literature. But the average person, they hear somebody say, well, they only average 25 years of age. Yeah, because you're factoring in all the childhood trauma and childhood disease. When you take that out, they live just as long, if not longer, than we do now. It's sick. Raphael, can't thank you enough for all the info, Doc. Is gluconeogenesis hard on the liver? No, gluconeogenesis is a perfectly natural and normal physiological process that happens to every mammal on the planet every single day. It is fine. It's good. It's not bad. I know a lot of keto influencers, hopefully not now, but a few years ago, they really scared people about gluconeogenesis if you eat too much protein. But Professor Ben Bickman and I have done a couple of lives together on this channel, and he is a insulin physiology researcher. That's what he does for a living. And he says that as long as you're eating low carb, gluconeogenesis is never something to worry about. It is a completely healthy, normal, and natural phenomenon. Should we purposefully provide the body some carbs to save it the hard work? Gluconeogenesis is not hard work. The liver does much harder things than gluconeogenesis. All right. Thank you. Mikey. I'm BP1 with mixed states. I'm on Latuda and Lamictal. Been on keto since February 2022. Scared to get off meds as I've been hypomanic for a time or two. Ideas. So what I would do, Mikey, is I would work very closely with your mental health care provider. And I would tell your mental health care provider, I've read this book called Brain Energy by the Harvard-trained psychiatrist, Chris Palmer. And I've listened to some his videos. He did interviews with Dr. Berry on YouTube. And I'd really like to try to slowly wean down my medications. But I know I can't do that myself. You have to help me do that. And so and maybe your doctor will read Brain Energy by Dr. Chris Palmer. That'd be awesome. But you're going to slowly wean down off these things with the help of your doctor, and make sure you're eating either your keto. So you want to really make sure you're emphasizing the fat in your ketogenic diet. Okay. Your keto is a therapeutic keto. It's not just keto to lose weight. This is therapeutic.
Bill, I'm satiated after eating dinner. Right before bed, I get ravenous. Any hints on how to deal with this?
Yeah, eat more at dinner. If you had one or two bites of as close to 1-to-1 fat and protein, so another couple of bites of steak, that's going to help you not get ravenous. And you didn't say if you're keto. I suspect you're keto and you may be veg heavy keto. Your dinner needs to consist of fatty meat and eggs with the yolk, and you won't get this ravenousness. Bazman. Carnivore. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. You go ahead.
5 weeks, feel great, but LDL is 172, HDL is 36. Doctor said start eating fruit and veg. What are your thoughts?
Well, my LDL cholesterol is 250, and I'm not worried about that at all. And I've got several videos on this channel, Bazman, that will help you understand why I'm not worried about that. Your HDL is low, and you shouldn't worry about that. The way you're going to raise it is to eat lots more fatty red meat and to lift heavy things and build muscle. That's going to help get your HDL up. Some of us have just genetically kind of low HDL, and eating lots of fatty red meat and lifting heavy things will help get it up into the high 40s, hopefully the low 50s.
Also, not sure when you had your labs done, but if it was in the middle of this, that would be.
Get them checked again after 90 days of carnivore. And I think you'll see your trigs are gorgeous.
The kizzle?
The sizzle. The kizzle?
2 months ketovore, fasting blood sugars 120, 135, afternoon sugars 98 to 102. Why aren't my sugars going down? Pre-diabetic for many years. A1C is 6.0.
Yeah, so this is actually these numbers. Once you get your A1C rechecked after 90 days or 3 months on ketovore, I think you're going to find that your A1C is well under 6. It's going to probably be 5.6, maybe 5.5. So it's very common for ketovores and carnivores to have a higher morning blood sugar. And they're like, what the heck? Why is it so high? But then it comes down over the course of the day.
Also depends on what you define as ketovore. We make sure we are very clear. Ketovore is 10 grams total carbs per day.
Or less.
Most days should be carnivore with seasonings and sauces, counting all the carbs, total carbs in your seasonings, in your sauces, and all your foods. And make sure you're doing that because that's true ketovore. Betsy, happy call from Florida friend this afternoon. Her A1C has gone from 7.4 to 5.7, and she's lowered her long-acting insulin.
I love it. Well done. See, B Rose is helping her friends and family.
That's Betsy. She's in our group.
I know, but she's B Rose on YouTube.
No, she's Betsy. JD Morgan, I've been doing carnivore for about a year. Just got off my blood pressure meds last week. Thank you for your information.
Huzzah, JD. Huzzah, huzzah. Now pay me back. Teach your friends and family.
Note soldier.
Note soldier. How long after giving up sugar does jock itch go away? Is clotrimazole cream okay to use? It is okay to use, and sometimes it'll work, but sometimes it's not strong enough. You'll have to go to your doctor and get the prescription stuff. I read some sources stating high-fat diet can also cause jock itch. That's complete ignorance. Not on your part, but whoever wrote the article, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Cut the sugar as low as you possibly can, and then, note soldier, you're going to get out in the backyard and you're going to get some direct sunlight on the places that have the tinea cruris, which is how we say jock itch in the biz. Okay. But that jock itch is a fungus. It hates sunlight. And so when you're in the house and nobody's around who would mind, I want you naked. Okay. You need air, you need heat, you need light, getting to that area. And then at least for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, get in a secluded area, depending on your neighborhood, and get some sun on that area. It'll be gone in no time.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Pamela. Brandon, if I have a family history of gallbladder issues, will carnivore diet exacerbate that?
Absolutely not. What causes gallbladder dysfunction is eating a low-fat diet. What causes gallstones is eating a high-carb, highly inflammatory, standard American diet. That's what causes these issues, okay? Carnivore diet doesn't cause that at all. It's going to actually prevent that.
Scott, can I boil liver in, say, a broth and get the same benefits?
Yes, you can. Just don't boil it for too long. All the minerals will still be there if you cook it for 3 days. But the longer you cook some meat or any animal tissue at a high temperature, you're going to break some of the vitamins down. Some people saute thinly sliced liver in butter or bacon grease like 10 seconds per side. So it's effectively raw, but they just kind of capped it with the sear. And they eat that and they freaking love it. And a lot of people say it tastes better that way. But yes, you can chop it up into little tiny bits. Sometimes it's easier to freeze it and then chop it up. Then you can put it in, like if you're making chili or if you're making any kind of broth or meat stew, you can absolutely throw some liver in there.
Pamela, how much butter is too much butter? I'm loving it.
There is no such thing. If you are hungry and you desire butter, eat butter. Make sure that it's pastured butter if you can get it. It is actually full of nutrition. There are gurus out there, and I use that term loosely, who will say that butter is just empty calories. Anybody you hear say that, you can safely hit the unfollow button because they do not know of what they speak. Marnie. Hey, Marnie.
Thanks for all you do. Your channels are popping up like crazy and your names are in their story somewhere. And you are helping so many people, including myself.
Isn't that my job as a doctor? Is to help as many people as I can enjoy their best health. I kind of feel like that's my calling.
Danette. Hey, Doc and Neisha. I've developed tinnitus, and where I went to school.
That's
completely out of the blue. Maybe that's how it happens, but I'm wondering if carnivore could help. I'm watching everything I can find on tinnitus.
So I have a video on this channel about tinnitus. I don't know if you watched that or not. So watch that. And then, yes, sometimes tinnitus can pop up out of the blue. There can be many causes of tinnitus. Sometimes it just pops up for a while, then it goes away. And you're like, what just happened? That happens very commonly. Sometimes it pops up and stays. Make sure and look into Meniere's disease. I'm not saying you have that, but that tinnitus is one of the 3 symptoms of Meniere's. So if you're having other symptoms as well, make sure and do some research on that. But more than likely, if you adopt a carnivore diet, it's going to calm down the inflammation in your inner ear. It's going to lower your insulin levels. And the tinnitus, unless it's caused by a tumor or something like that, is going to get better, if not go completely away. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Tracy.
Do you still see patients, doctor?
I have a small family practice, mainly of friends and patients I've been seeing for 20 years. We're not currently taking new patients, but yes, I still practice medicine in Tennessee.
Eat more beef.
Eat more beef.
Type 1 son. He's 12 years old. Low carb, high protein, under 20 grams.
Yep. Bernstein method. Yep.
Diagnosis in 2020. Competitive swimmer for 4 years. 4'9", 79 pounds. Had non-fasting lipids. Total cholesterol 484, LDL under 350.
Greater than 350.
Greater, okay.
Triglycerides 85,
HDL 97, endo wants a statin, plus a dietary consult. No history of familial
hypercholesterolemia. Yeah.
we
So
know of.
eat more beef. I love your handle, by the way, but you need to look up lean mass hyper responder, cholesterolcode.com. There, it sounds like your son is probably a lean mass hyper responder. And from what we understand so far, he's not at any increased risk of heart attack. Him having a beautiful A1C is the most protective thing you can do, as his mom, is keeping his A1C under 5.7 all the time. That's going to protect him from heart attack and stroke in the future. If the lean mass hyperresponder research comes out the way I think it's going to, you'll then know definitively that he's at no increased risk as long as his triglycerides are great, which they are. His HDL is great, which they are. He's very active.
A1C is 5.4.
Yeah, his A1C, beautiful, gorgeous. So he's got beautiful A1C, beautiful triglycerides, beautiful HDL, and he's very active. He's an athlete, and he's relatively slender. This kid is basically bulletproof from having a heart attack.
Rich man, can you explain specifically how PhD can reverse COPD and asthma?
There's actually a new research study that's just came out that I'm going to make an updated asthma video about. But a low-carb diet plus intermittent fasting had a profound effect, improving not only the symptoms that asthma sufferers have, but also their objective measurements. So when they blow into the spirometer machine, right? You remember when they're like blow, 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 and you feel like your lungs are going to pop out of your mouth. You actually get better at that test when you're eating a very low-carb diet and doing some degree of daily intermittent fasting. I've already got a video about asthma and COPD on this channel, but basically it looks like that it just lowers the chronic inappropriate inflammation in the lungs. And you can go read the comments on my COPD videos and my asthma videos, chronic bronchitis videos. Hundreds of people are like, I thought you were full of crap. But I started keto to lose weight, and now I don't even know where my albuterol inhaler is. And I used to have it in my pocket right here all the time because I needed it constantly. But now I literally never need my rescue inhaler anymore. That's very, very common when you start a ketogenic diet, which is very, very low carb, and you do some degree of daily intermittent fasting. Vicky, my husband is reversing stage 3 chronic kidney disease by eating a proper human diet. In 1 year, he has lowered his creatinine level from 1.7 to 1.23. Yes, Vicky, say it with me. Huzzah! Wait, this is important. Millions of people in the United States have some degree of chronic kidney disease, CKD. And their doctors are like, you need to eat a plant-based diet and not eat any saturated fat or red meat.
Just like that.
Literally just like that. And it is horse crap. They do not know what they're talking about. Ask them for the research proving that. And you'll find out very quickly that they are just spouting misinformation. They're repeating something they heard. There's no proof to back that up. We've seen thousands of people now with stage 1, 2, 3A, 3B, even stage 4 chronic kidney disease improve their kidney function after 90 days of either meat-heavy keto or ketovore or a carnivore diet. It is the way if you have any level of chronic kidney disease whatsoever. It is the way.
Star Wars reference for those of you who are not nerds. Okay.
Announcements.
It's time for announcements. If you guys want to see...
Oh, I thought I got rid of that. I'm sorry. Oh, let me get this one. I'm sorry, Cigar John. I've been carnivore for over a year, just ground beef, salt water, and coffee, but I enjoy cigars. You won't change your mind on cigars, but thank you for everything. You know, as long as you just hold the cigar and you light the cigar and you kind of let it fragrance the room and you're not inhaling the smoke, I think cigars are cool. Neisha thinks they're sexy. She wants me to just...
I think pipes smell amazing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But now, if you're going to literally smoke the cigar in earnest, that's not good for you, Cigar John. So, yes, you're right. That's what I'm going to say.
I mean, if you smoked one, I wouldn't like it. But being around other people, it's like...
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, are you ready now?
I'm ready.
If you would like to see Dr. Berry in person, here are a few places that you could do that. ALT Health Summit is June 2nd in Nashville, Tennessee at the Bitcoin Park.
Show notes.
He'll be doing a book signing with Zane Griggs. They wrote a book together. It is called Kicking Ass Over 50.
After 50.
After 50.
Say it again.
Kicking Ass After 50. they'll be signing this book and doing a whole meetup, but Dr. Berry can't be there the whole time because we are flying then to the low-carb cruise, which is already sold out, so you can't do that. But we will have that information in the description if you want to see Dr. Berry and Zane and get your book signed.
And I'll just warn you, Zane is prettier than I am.
He's pretty.
He's a pretty man.
June 2nd. Then, if you want to come to the mountains with us in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and see Maria Emmerich and Kelly Hogan as well.
And Neisha Solace
I'll be there too.
And me.
Rebecca at Tailored Keto Health. I always get that wrong. You can message her on Instagram and get the details on that. It's October 11th through the 16th again in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. If you haven't been there, where you been? Beautiful right Dollywood.
On the Chiron.
Who wants to go to Dollywood? Me. And also Beckett Berry. So you can come hang out with us there. Dixon, Tennessee. That event is going to be August 26th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Myself and Dr. Berry will be speaking at that event.
In the show notes.
Information in the description.
And our friend Amanda Dector, a Dixon-based nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm. She's hosting that event.
Yes.
We aren't hosting any of these. We will just be making appearances.
Showing up.
And then also, if you like fried pickles, you should go check out my YouTube channel because I showed how I made fried pickles with chicken flour from Carnivore Crisp. We do have a discount code. It's Berry, Berry. You can use pork panko, but a lot of people cannot eat pork because of whatever reason. This is a good alternative. Also, fried pickles.
Yeah, they were freaking awesome.
Oh my God.
I ate a couple of fried pickles. And also, we're going to be in Orlando.
Yes, we are.
Coming up. And here's the address. If you're in the Orlando area, we want to come to Disney World and also see Neisha and me. Then you can come to the Keto Orlando Summit.
That is in August as well. I think that's early August, though. I think the first weekend in August is when the Orlando Summit is.
And if you'd like to get a Proper Human Diet t-shirt, you can go to shopphd.com. They also have the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs shirt, just like the song at the beginning of this video. And they're coming out with a Huzzah shirt, I've been told. Is that true?
It's coming.
Huzzah!
Coming.
Yes. So there you go. That's today's
announcements. Kicking ass.
And thank you for sharing this video if you haven't already done so.
Over 50.
Okay. Did it mess us up? I don't know.
I don't know. Did it? I didn't touch anything. Did you mess it up?
No, I don't think so. I think when we go off, it goes away. Let me see. Here we go. Did we do that? Nope, we didn't do that one. Oh, did we do that one?
I don't know. I don't know where you were.
Uh-oh, no, we didn't do that one. Okay, did we do that one?
Excuse us.
Nope, we didn't do that one. Technical difficulties here. Thank you very much, StreamYard, for making
kicking ass over 50.
Hey, there's.
Hey, 2 Crazy Ketos are in the house. If you don't already follow them, you should.
There's cholesterolcode.com, LMHR, talking about the very high cholesterol and LDL in somebody who's otherwise metabolically healthy.
Have you found our way back? Here. Okay.
Kathy C. I'm 55, started at 458 pounds. I had lipedema and lymphedema. 9 months later, I've lost 118 pounds. Numbness, legs and abdomen. Ever hear of this being from weight loss, nerves, damage from skin hanging differently? I have never heard of that, Kathy. I would opine that you probably need to see a neurologist because this diagnosis, I've never ever heard of that, and I can't think of a way that would make sense. So go see a neurologist to make sure that's in fact what's going on and not something else.
Inactive user. What stops thyroid hair loss and how long to restore back to full head of hair? I saw Neisha's YouTube video, but I want Dr. Berry's perspective on this.
So once you get on the proper dose of thyroid replacement hormone, if you have hypothyroidism, or if you have Hashimoto's and you've put it completely into remission by fixing your diet with clean Ketovore or Carnivore, then immediately your hair is going to start to grow back, but hair grows very, very slowly. You see Neisha's glorious head of hair. Now, this part of your hair right here, how old is that? How many years ago did this hair start growing?
3.
That's 3 years worth of hair. So you can imagine a week's worth of hair growth is this, okay? So it's going to take months before you'll see this start to happen. Make sure you're eating all the hair building materials, all the protein, the amino acids, the collagen building blocks. You get that by eating lots of meat. Eat the gristle, eat the cartilage, eat all the chewy morsels that most people push to the side of their plate. That's literally a free hair growth supplement for you, inactive user. Does that make sense? But as months go by, you're going to see, yep, it's coming and coming. And for months afterwards, when Neisha was starting to heal, she had, what did you call them? Baby hair?
Devil hair.
Devil hair, yeah.
So I had postpartum hair loss, so you can kind of see the same thing going on here. This is the new growth.
And that's weird. How old is Bonnie? 10 months. So that's 10 months worth of hair growth. Yeah. So that's what you can expect. It's very, very slow, but it absolutely will happen.
We forgot one. If you want to see Dr. Berry and you live near Kentucky.
Oh.
Louisville,
Kentucky, which is actually near Indiana and Illinois, and it's way up there.
All right. Keto Palooza, October 6th through the 8th. Lots of really cool speakers, including Dr. Berry. So you can go find that at Keto Palooza.
Maria Emmerich's going to be there.
Spelled Keto, Palou, like Louisville.
Zia.
And we got Dr. Boz, Two Crazy Ketos, Kim Howerton, Dr. Tony Hampton, and Ryan Lowry. Dr. Ryan Lowry.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah.
All right, Jen. I have a 2.3 centimeter gallstone, so that's a huge gallstone. For the most part, I'm asymptomatic, and that's because it's too damn big to get through the cystic duct. This gallstone is never going to be symptomatic, Jen. Almost 99.9% chance it'll never bother you. I don't want to have my gallbladder removed. You don't have to. Well, Carnivore helped dissolve it, and why is surgery the only option? So we've had many people on a carnivore diet give us feedback and say, yeah, my gallstones got smaller and smaller and went away. But if you have this huge gallstone, the only reason to have your gallbladder removed is if a stone gets trapped in the duct. This stone ain't ever going to get trapped in the duct. It can literally sit there until you're 125 years old. It's perfectly safe. There's no danger whatsoever. If your doctor tells you otherwise, either question your doctor gently and respectfully, or question your doctor aggressively, or find a new doctor because it's just not true. Remember that surgeons pay their Mercedes payments by doing surgery. And so what do you think a surgeon's going to tell you about this? You got to get that out. Well, I'm telling you, this is never going to get trapped in your cystic duct. It's never going to cause a gallbladder attack. It's too damn big.
Mikey, after the C word.
Second dose,
Vax.
With joint pain in multiple areas daily, especially after eating seed oils. Being checked for autoimmune. X-rays show no issues. On clean Ketovore, noticed improvement. Ideas on the issue. Yeah, there are a lot of people who have had the C word once or twice or thrice or more, and have noticed that they've had some symptoms afterwards. And many people have noticed when they clean up their diet and do very clean keto, Ketovore, carnivore, their symptoms improve greatly. Nobody knows the mechanism of what causes this yet. At least we don't know it definitively. And no one knows why cleaning up your diet makes those symptoms less severe, but it sure seems to. Kiwi burger.
Dr. Berry, have you seen any reversal of fibrosis from NASH on keto or carnivore? I got rid of the fatty liver, but not the scarring. I'm a level 2.
Yes. And so scarring, as you know, is pretty permanent. And so in second grade, I picked up my buddy, and he happened to have a fishing lure in his pocket, and he cut me right here. And that's been a lot of decades ago. And that scar's still there. Okay. So yes, you can reverse non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You can reverse alcoholic fatty liver disease. You can reverse NASH with keto, Ketovore, carnivore. But the fibrosis and the scarring, I would predict that it'll slowly get better, but it's going to take it years to go away if it ever does. It's not going to go away very quickly like the fatty liver did, or like the non-alcoholic steatohepatitis goes away quickly. It's going to take many months or a few years for the scarring and fibrosis to minimize.
Rose got her PhD.
Yes, I love it.
ShopPhD.com.
All you guys who have a PhD shirt, put it on, take a picture, post it on your favorite social media, and tag Neisha.
Margaret, been triple B&E for 10 weeks, lost 40 pounds.
Huzzah. Huzzah.
Loose, watery stools. Since last Monday, I can hardly eat. Bad pains in stomach. Stools mustard color. Does it sound diet related? Left work tonight in pain.
If you're having literal belly pain, you need to go to the emergency room or go see your doctor. This is almost certainly not from the diet. You've got something else going on.
Gordon.
I have a clival chondrosarcoma. I'm following Keto for Cancer book, which restricts protein. Your thoughts? I don't think there's any reason to restrict protein. I do think that you need to follow up and follow your doctor's guidelines as far as treatment goes for your chondrosarcoma. But absolutely, eating a ketogenic diet is going to help your body and help your doctor's other treatments get rid of the cancer. There was a go. It's gone now. Never mind. You're scrolling through too fast.
Not. Paul, hey doc, mom's not you. Oh wait, we already did that.
Yeah.
We did that. Adam, is frying more dangerous because of oxidation of fat? Smoke point. I saw a vid that oxycholesterol forms when ghee is fried. Is this true or dangerous?
Yeah. So it does matter depending on what oil you're frying in. So if you're using any of the vegetable oils, Crisco, vegetable shortening, canola oil, soybean, peanut oil, sunflower oil, then yes, that you're gonna actually form trans fats when you heat that oil. Animal fats do not do that. They do not oxidize nearly as easily as vegetable fats do. We cook exclusively in beef tallow, bacon grease, butter, ghee. What else do you use? Duck fat for
bacon
certain bacon fat. Yeah, for certain recipes, use duck fat. Animal fats are what humans have been cooking in for literally thousands of years. We've only been cooking in vegetable oils for about 100 years, and there's never been any long-term studies proving that it's safe. Anna, is it okay to eat 1-to-1 protein to fat on a carnivore diet, or should I increase my fat consumption? Female, 38 years of age. Eating 1-to-1 protein to fat by ounces of fat and protein is perfectly fine. I think that's where most people should start. Then you can do it for 90 days and say, well, this is not going well. Bump up the fat or bump up the protein. Either way, you win and I win, because when you find your sweet spot of fat to protein, you're going to thank me and you're going to thank yourself for doing these experiments. What do you guess your fat to protein ratio is?
Usually it's like
2 to 1.
It's close to 80-20, but it's not over 80-20, and it fluctuates. Like every day is different. So
80-20 beef would be about a 2-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's about what I try to keep mine is 2-to-1 as well.
I never get under 1-to-1.
Yeah, never. Yeah, I agree. Now, some people seem to do better on high protein adequate fat, but I don't feel good if I eat.
Tastes better too.
It tastes better with more fat. Yeah.
Every time you say pump it up, I go pump the
pump
jam,
it up.
pump it. No.
Oh, pump up the jam, pump it up.
While your feet are stumping and the jam is pumping.
Who is that? Salt and Pepper?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's the 1990s.
Kimberly, I went carnivore 2 weeks ago to fight candida. Good idea. Due to primary immunodeficiency syndrome. How long will it take, and should I document it for YouTube? I would absolutely start documenting right now, Kimberly. You have that BSN after your name, which means that more people are just naturally going to take what you say seriously. So I want you to document it, and I want you to share your story either way, whether it works or not. Because people need to know that dietary changes are powerful, okay? They are more powerful than Ozempic and Wegovy. They are more powerful than the immune modulators that people take for autoimmune conditions. Absolutely. Do it and document it, please.
Yes, it was, Serena. Exactly. Music Factory. Thank you.
Music Factory,
Pump up
yes.
the jam. Yes,
Pump up the jam.
All right, though. I need to shout this drummer bear out. I actually had my allergist tell me to go carnivore to fix my symptoms.
Yep.
Your allergist deserves a Christmas present.
I can tell you guys personally, back when in my 20s, I had 10 of 10 allergic rhinitis all the damn time. You can ask Granny Berry. She'll tell you. I used to literally carry a box of Kleenex around with me when I was a teenager. When we'd be playing Rook or Rummy or something at the kitchen table, I would literally have to stuff wads of Kleenex up my nose to get through a hand of Rook. And then I'd have to go blow my nose and restuff for the next hand so I didn't get snot on the cards. So when you talk about allergic rhinitis, I know about allergic rhinitis, and on Carnivore, I maybe sneeze once a week.
Be still. Can pregnancy trigger psoriasis to flare up?
Yeah, pregnancy is a beautiful, natural event, but it's also stressful on the woman's body. So yes, it would not surprise me at all if you had a psoriasis flare. Now, if you're eating standard American high carb crap, you're going to have a huge flare. But if you're eating real keto or ketovore or carnivore, you're going to have just a tiny flare.
Like I said,
Technotronic.
I don't know actually who sang that song, but I guess it was Technotronic because somebody said no, it wasn't. Whatever.
Oh,
YouTube it if you want to, get hyped up. There you go.
Yeah, and turn up the volume.
Angel, any help on how to get rid of chronic sinusitis?
Just what I was just talking about, Angel. Chronic sinusitis could be from an undiagnosed and untreated fungal infection. It could be from an undiagnosed and untreated bacterial infection. You may have a sinus polyp. That could keep it going. You need a CAT scan, and you need to do some swabs. It's not fun getting your sinuses swabbed, but that needs to happen. Grow that out in culture, see what grows, treat it. But then you've got to stop the carbs. You got to cut your carb intake, cut the grains out, cut the sugar out, cut the vegetable seed oils out. And you'll notice that your chronic sinusitis either goes completely away or gets so much better you don't even really care that you've got it anymore. Yeah.
Meat and fat. Best things for skin and hair.
Yeah, and Tim says, you get that one. Tim, watch your step,
Thanks,
my
Tim.
friend. I see
no
you.
more gluttony says, what is Ketovore?
So this is the mother of Ketovore. She has 5 or 6 videos on her channel.
5 or 6.
Don't you? 2 or 3? I don't know how many.
More
About
than
just
that.
Ketovore.
Yeah.
Oh, lots. Okay, she's got lots. But if you look up here at the title of this video, Neisha, just type that into YouTube and you'll find her channel. You can learn from the master what Ketovore is.
I'm going to break it down for you real quick. It is animal-based, not meat-based. Because if you say meat-based, then now you can have fruit and honey, and it's not doing you any favors for the most part. Animal-based protein, meat, eggs, fatty meat, especially. 10 grams total carbs per day or less. The vegetables that you eat need to be vegetables that don't cause you issues to your personal health goals, whether that be inflammation, gas, IBS, whatever it is that you're dealing with. And that is Ketovore, the long and short of it. It's a little bit more than that. You can go hang out on my channel like Dr. Barry said and watch my 2 to 3 videos about
Adam, Dr. Barry, my father has stomach cancer, has finished chemo, and is now on immunotherapy. Do you think PhD could help us? Yes, absolutely. Any solid tumor, stomach cancer, colon cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, it lives on sugar. It has to have sugar, excess sugar, to thrive and metastasize. So when you cut the sugar out of the diet, you're going to starve that cancer, and you're going to give the immunotherapy a better chance to work, and you give your dad a better chance to be cancer-free and to actually heal from this.
Charlie, found your videos 3 months ago and made life changes. I've lost 60 pounds and I've noticed much better mental and physical health.
Huzzah! That's it, Charlie, baby. Now teach your friends and family.
People are y'all are going back and forth. I think that is Music Factory. Who cares? It's a good song. That's
it's just a good song.
Angel, do you know if fatty liver causes pain on the right side of the abdomen?
For most people, Angel, fatty liver is not painful at all. You might have a vague sensation of fullness or discomfort, but as far as outright pain, not usually. You need to go see your doctor and tell them you're having right upper quadrant pain and have them check you out and see what's going on.
Lisa, carnivore for 6 weeks today due to an
A1C of
11.6 A1C. Blood sugars are still high.
Yep.
1 minute, 2 weeks. She's going to want to put me on meds. Should I just keep it up or use meds until blood sugar is under control?
Listen, Lisa, I would do strict carnivore for 30 days and say, recheck my A1C. Because in 30 days of strict carnivore, it's going to come from 11.6. It's going to come down to 9.5. Do it and say, okay, I'm going to come back in 30 days and I'm going to check. I'm going to do another 30 days and we'll check it again. And as long as you're dropping 2 points every 30 days, your doctor should be fine with not starting you on any medications. But if you have a conversation with your doctor and you decide, yeah, okay, I'll take glucophage or metformin, I think that's also a fine compromise.
David, celebrating 4 years Ketovore this month. Thanks for saving my life. Any suggestions on getting a root canal tooth removed and treated? Need a good dentist near Memphis. Thanks.
Yep, and there's some good dentists in Memphis. I don't know a name off the top of my hat, but if you'll find a doctor who removes the mercury fillings and puts safe fillings in, that doctor can also take care of your root canal and get that dead tooth out of your face, please, because that makes me very nervous when you have dead tissue just sitting in your mouth.
JM.
Can carnivore drop?
Is it John Mayer?
Can carnivore drop visceral fat fast, or is it just fasting? So the fastest way you can do it is to eat 1 meal a day carnivore, and I mean eat until you're comfortably stuffed, and then fast for the rest of that day. So it's called OMAD carnivore. And if you do that, you're going to drop visceral fat so fast that your family will think something's wrong with you and your friends won't speak to you anymore because you're getting too sexy too fast. But it's also a very healthy way to lose weight. You're not going to lose it in an unhealthy, fast fashion. It's going to be very healthy.
Jerry, carnivore for 8 months, down 40 pounds. Been still having issues with stomach ulcer pain when I eat more than a pound of meat.
So if you have a stomach ulcer, you need to be seeing your gastroenterologist regularly and try to get that cleared up. Okay? If that's in fact what it is.
I love that you guys are really into this song discussion. It's funny. Scotty, how do you prevent meat coma?
So I hear of a few people who have this. They eat a big meal of meat and then they feel sleepy and want to take a nap. But the vast majority of people, the reason they take a nap is because of sugar coma. But I think there are a few people who have this after they eat meat. Yeah, I would guess that it's people whose metabolism is not completely healed and back to normal yet. And that will not be a long-term issue because most carnivores, they don't eat until noon or 4 p.m. And then they don't even slow down after they eat. They keep going.
Wild carnivores often nap after eating meat.
But also that is true. Every mountain lion, every tiger, every lion, every cheetah.
They're fasting and feasting.
That's
so
right.
I think this mostly happens to people who are doing fasting and then eating a ton of meat. That's what it seems to be.
Yeah. And so I don't think it's necessarily a bad sign that you're doing that, but I don't also think it's probably going to continue.
Jamie, Neisha, are you on any medications for Hashimoto's or do you completely rely on diet for remission? Currently, no medications. I take vitamin D and iodine daily. That's the only supplement that I take right now, as long as I eat a clean, meat, heavy, animal-based protein, lots of yummy, delicious animal fats type of diet. I do have some vegetables every now and then. I cheat every now and then. If I cheat for a long time, I'm going to bounce back into a really bad situation. So I just keep it clean most of the time, except for on birthdays, anniversaries, a few treats on vacations. And so far, so good. My labs are great. I'm due to have them done again. So is he. That's going to be a YouTube video coming up if you want to see our lab values.
Is that scheduled?
Sure. We're very busy.
We're never going to get it done.
No, we are. But yeah, currently no thyroid medications.
And in complete remission. But she is following her labs religiously. And she's being taken care of by a thyroid specialist, not me.
No, my hair is still gray. You just can't see it in some lights for some reason. Hey, Polly. Whoa. How much? This is so funny.
Now, Neisha would be into this. Where did that go?
What?
Yeah, this one. Is there a symphonic metal version of Pump Up the Jam?
Pump the jam.
Neisha would love that. We were just talking about when they take
love
hard rock and make it classical.
Anything that's not what it originally was. It's very interesting to me. Angel. So I'm type 2 diabetic, and basically I use glipizide and metformin. Is meat and vegetables the only way? Yeah,
Angel. First of all, the glipizide is one of the type 2 diabetes medications that works by actually raising your insulin. It's making your hyperinsulinemia worse. Metformin's a good one, but yeah, you've got to cut the carbs. And I mean, meat and veg. That's basically what it needs to be in order to reverse your type 2 diabetes and come off those medications. And I promise you think, oh, that sucks. But I promise you the improvement in your overall health in hundreds of different ways is going to be so meaningful in your life that you're going to be happy that you made that short-term sacrifice until you got used to it and then you actually started loving this way of eating.
Natural and simple living it's safe for children to eat keto. What do your kids eat? I just did an entire video over on my channel at Neisha. How do you spell Neisha?
Neisha.
Neisha. Good job. So you can go check that video out. Long and short, our kids eat a meat-based way of eating. They have berries. They have some fruit from time to time. They have nuts. Most of their nutrition comes from meat. Bonnie is breastfed as well. Beckett has goat milk. That's it. Real whole foods is what we focus on, and a good relationship with food. And that's kind of the.
And there are actually people out there who say that the diet we feed our kids is restrictive, or it's a punishment because we're not giving them Lucky Charms, and we're not giving them those little puffy things that all the parents think are actually healthy for their kids, that are literally giving their kids prediabetes. We don't give them that stuff because we love them and we value their health, and we want them to be healthy their entire life. I don't want Beckett to wind up being a 35-year-old. He's like, thanks, Dad, I got type 2 diabetes because you gave me all the puffs and the munchies and all the desserts. I don't want that for him. I want him to be healthy his entire life. And the way you do that is by feeding them a proper human diet each and every day of their life.
They eat what we eat. Why would we let them have some horrible things? Like our day-to-day eating, the kids eat exactly what we eat.
Yeah, and that's the way it's been since the beginning of humanity.
Paul, do you think it'd be a good idea to give keto chow 3 times a day instead of the usual liquid diet for Alzheimer's?
Yes. The typical prescription liquid diet for any patient who has to be either just liquid by mouth or tube fed or G-tube or J-tube is it's basically a melted milkshake. It's full of sugar, full of crap, full of vegetable seed oils. I'd much prefer you give your loved one keto chow 3 times a day.
So, Joe, you think Skittles are good for you because that's what tastes in the rainbow?
Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, you should eat the rainbow. You should eat everything in moderation. That's going to give you moderate good health, and that's not what I want for my kids.
Plus, I think people really think I just feed my kids bacon, and it's like, go watch the freaking video. If you want to harass me, at least watch the video.
At least do it accurately.
Yeah. Silly brainwashed parents. I know, right? Polywasha. I'm a new nurse. I would like to fix my thyroid naturally. I'm losing a lot of hair.
So I have multiple thyroid videos on this channel, and Neisha has multiple thyroid videos on her channel. And those together, if you follow our simple steps and guidelines and recommendations, you're going to improve your thyroid issue. You may not completely cure it or reverse it, but it's at least going to get substantially better.
Fixing your thyroid.
I'm sorry. Where was that? Oh, go ahead. What?
You took a question away. I was going to say her name, and now I don't know her name. You took it away.
Sorry.
Anyways, I was going to say low carb, bridge into keto, bridge into Ketovore, go carnivore for 90 days, figure out what foods you're sensitive to. That's going to really help you, but absolutely get on some thyroid hormone.
Maybe 3 or 4 days a week, I'll eat 1 meal a day. No more gluttony. The other days, I'll eat 2 meals. It depends on family. It depends on what I'm doing on the farm. But if I'm going to eat a 1 meal carnivore, 1 meal a day, it's going to be probably 2 pounds of ground beef. It's probably going to be some bacon. It's probably going to be either a can of sardines or a can of cod liver. And it's going to be, and then if I'm still hungry, I'll cook some more and eat some more. Sometimes I'll eat 3 or 4 pounds of meat. And then that's it. I'm done for the day when I eat 1 meal a day.
Lori says, I went through puberty overweight, so I definitely wish I was keto growing up. I still have weight issues trying to do keto now.
Yeah. So somebody like Lori, she wishes that her parents had fed her a restrictive diet back when she was a kid. It would have saved her a lot of suffering.
My kids have their whole life to make bad decisions. My job as a parent is to help them make the best decisions that I have control over in the current age that they are. This won't last forever. At some point, they'll get a driver's license and a job, and they can go eat Dairy Queen all they want to if they want.
That's all well said.
I bet they won't.
Most is sunlight exposure is more important than diet. I think getting adequate sunlight is very important for overall human health, but I don't know if it's more important than diet. I think you could get plenty of sun, and if you ate a shitty diet, you could destroy your health.
I think it's a little bit of both. Last question.
Seismic Fisher down 80 pounds off of 432 via carnivore diet. Huzzah! Haven't had blood work since April of 23. How much longer should I wait to get my next panel done? July. early to mid-July. That'll be 3 months. Get all your stuff checked and make sure and get the full lab panel check, Seismic Fisher. It's listed in our private group, and it's also in the book, Common Sense Labs. I don't think we have a copy laying down, but there's a link in the show notes, Common Sense Labs book, if you want to know that full list of labs that we recommend.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will be back here next Monday, same time, same place. If you haven't had enough of us, you can also join the private community where you can get access to extra live streams, behind the scenes footage of our chaotic farm and house and on what our kids do. We talk about things that we wouldn't necessarily be safe to say on YouTube. Lots of other things, challenges. We do challenges in the group too. You can find that link in the description. It's also on the screen right now, drberry.com/community. You can join for as little as $5 a month. But if you don't want to do that, don't worry. We'll be right back here next Monday.
Absolutely. And if I can find it, I got to get this one from Larry because it just pisses me off. Might have missed this. Wife is on proper human diet and wants to know what you think of balance of nature supplements with it. So Larry, I love you and I love your wife, but balance of nature supplements are a complete and utter waste of your money. Okay. We're always talking about highly processed food. Balance of nature is literally maybe some vegetables that have been sent to the factory and turned into this really colorful powder. If you've ever tried to dry veggies, you know they're not these brilliant reds and brilliant yellows, and that doesn't work that way. There's obviously artificial color. There's obviously lots of chemicals in those. They are a complete waste of money. And I know on some news networks there's a Balance of Nature commercial every 3.5 minutes. They are crap. They are worthless. Did I beat around the bush?
Nope.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I just had to get that off my chest.
I'm going to go eat some chicken wings.
I'm going to go help her. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next time.
Bye.